All right. You ready, dude?
I don't know. I think so. I feel quiet.
You feel quiet?
I feel quiet.
No, you sound good.
I feel quiet. No, I'm good. Okay.
Yeah, you sound good. Yeah, dude, you sound good. All right, welcome back to Eat Up With It, guys. Me and Joe are back in the room, ready to go after it. Dude, it's a nice day out.
Beautiful.
What you been doing today?
We have been birthday partying. We've been on the road. We've been here. We've been there. We've been a little bit everywhere.
Yeah, Angel said she run into you guys before you went to Pikeville.
She didn't run into us. I'm glad she didn't. That'd been a big insurance claim.
Yeah, you did. Well,
our
that
paths
went.
crossed.
Golly, I got to figure that one out immediately. I did it again.
You
That's
did.
the third time in a row I've immediately cussed as soon as we got on here. Anyway.
It'd be like that.
But it is a super nice day out. Too bad I've been inside all day. I've been on the porch a little bit, hanging out.
You know what we should have been doing today?
Fishing.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. All this weather wants me to do is to get into that river. That's all it wants me to do.
Yeah. The river says no. I drove by it, and it was, water's up. It's dirty.
It's been raining. But you know what I mean, though. It's getting warm. It's getting that time of year. Like here very soon, it will be time.
I cannot wait.
Dude, I'm so excited. I really am.
I'm really thinking that I'm going to buy a GoPro.
Dude, we need one.
And
we could add it to the channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We could basically pod while
dude.
fishing.
Yeah, dude. We really that'd be a good idea if we both bought our own GoPros. That way, every time we go out and anytime we're on the lake or anything like that,
dude,
and just post it to the channel, build the channel.
Just little things in life.
Yeah. Because here soon, I want to take the boat out again. But I popped my hamstring, so now I'm gimping along. I feel a lot better though.
That's good. That's good. I need another boat.
You do need another boat.
I need this Triton
that your buddy's trying to sell you.
Yeah, $50K. I mean, it's a 21 footer. It's 18 model. It's got a 250.
What all's it got on it? It's got a 250.
Yeah, 250. Yeah, I think it's got
motor.
212. Yeah, 212. 12-inch low rents. I want to say they're HDSs.
Nice.
One up front.
So that's active, right?
No, that's not the active. That's just like side scan, down scan.
Oh, you want the active?
I absolutely want like live scope.
Yeah.
But if I invest in live scope, it will be probably Garmin. Theirs is pretty saucy. Humminbird's is fantastic.
Humminbird, dude, is taking over the game because they sync with Minn Kota.
Yeah, so Garmin put out their own trolling motor.
Oh yeah, Garmin, dude,
and it's ridiculous. It's quiet.
Yeah.
Smooth. The Garmin Force.
Yeah.
And then it obviously it all networks with their.
It's got the geographical locking on it.
Yeah.
Spot lock.
Then it all correlates with their graphs. Everything connects together through a little system, and their live scope is phenomenal. It's
Garmin's
gorgeous.
good at whatever they feel like doing.
That's just Garmin for you.
Whatever, they are just a company that dude, I don't care if it's a watch or if it's a GPS or if it's fishing equipment
or a tracking collar for a dog.
Yeah, dude, whatever Garmin makes, it is the cheese.
Yeah, they're always in the game. They're just. And
if you have the money to spend on Garmin, you should.
It's well worth its money.
Yeah, it's worth its money.
So speaking of that, the other day we were in Bass Pro and just walking around. I forgot why we was actually in there. I think I was buying some tackle just to be stocking up on stuff that I have or didn't have. And so we're walking back through all the over by all the electronics. There's Low Rents is on their own little stand, and then there was Garmin on all their stand.
Yeah, they separate them out.
Humminbird was in the middle basically, and we're walking through, and I'm like, yeah, and that all looks nice. I have no need for it, but we're just killing time. So I'm walking by, just looking, and I'm like, where is Brandy at? So I go off, and I'm like, hey, come over here and look at this. I just want you to see this. And she's like, okay. So she comes trotting back through there, and I'm holding probably $50 worth of spinner baits and probably another $30 worth of buzz baits.
Bass Pro, get it out of you.
Yeah, that's real quick too.
If you they have a motto. It's if you will open your hearts as well as your wallets.
Yeah,
we'll make you a very, very moderately happy man.
Yeah,
yeah.
It doesn't take much in there for me, but
I love Bass Pro, dude. I literally don't. I don't buy a lot of the hard plastic, the spinners or anything like that. Yeah. I just go in there for the plastics. And the jig heads. They've got some nice jig heads in there, too.
Yeah, they do.
Which that one fishing site that you showed me last year, that place was awesome.
Tackle Warehouse?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, God, that place
is amazing. Yeah, dude. I think the first time I got on there, I ordered like $80 worth of stuff, and I don't remember buying many more things for the rest of the year because it filled up my tackle pouch that we would take away.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's the thing with them is like they have quality stuff, not necessarily wholesale, but cheaper. So like, you're not breaking the bank.
Yeah.
But
you get the actual legit brand name, whatever you're looking for.
Yeah.
And it'll be, not half price, but it'll be 3/4 or something. A pack of turd TRDs were $4. Yeah, and then if you buy them at Walmart, they were like $6.
Yeah, so now, I ordered 3 buzz baits. Or no, 5 off there for like $34 and some change.
And buzz baits can be kind of expensive.
Yeah, and we're talking like brand, like Lunker Lure.
Yeah.
Brand buzz baits.
Yeah.
So order a bunch of them, turn straight around, go to Bass Pro. Was going to fish that tournament that we talked about. I ordered them from Tackle Warehouse. They didn't show up when they were supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like scrambling because we're talking Friday evenings, the tournament Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I have to be in Tennessee. And I get a notification
7:30 to 7:30. Yeah, animal.
So like I get a notification from UPS. It's like your package will be arriving like after 7 p.m. And I'm like,
dang,
I got to get on the road. I don't have time for this. Yeah. I can't wait.
Was this one of those times that
this was the day before?
The day before.
Yeah, so like this is on like Friday and the tournament Saturday, but we're leaving to head to my mom's and like we're done in the car.
Oh yeah, you don't want to leave at 8 o'clock to drive 2.5 hours or whatever it is. How far is it to your mom's?
It's 2.5 on a
2.5. That's what I thought.
2.5 driving hard. Like you're talking like 2:40. Like
should be. It's 3. It's really 3 because if you stop and use the bathroom, especially the kids or whatever, if you're hungry, whatever, it's 3. It's a 3-hour trip.
Yeah. So I'm sweat's rolling. I'm like, man, I got to get on the road. So I grab everything else. I'm like, it'll be all right. I'll have them for next time. I'll just pull the trigger. We'll go down here to one of this like little bait shops that I know Saturday morning before I go fish, and like I'll grab a couple. Like maybe they'll have them.
Yeah.
And then the guy that I'm going to fish with.
Was this at Bass Pro or is this?
This was at a different.
Just like a tackle shop.
Yeah, this is a Tom's Bait Shop in Morristown.
Plug.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little plug. You're welcome.
That place is phenomenal
for all 7 people.
So roll into Tom's. Man has 2. And I'm like, all right, I'll take them. So I buy them 2, and then I call this guy, and I'm like, hey man, listen, I'm hard up for buzz baits. I only have 2, and like we're fishing. Know me, we'll be on a wide open lake full of water, and I'll throw one on the top of a tree somewhere. Don't know where, but it'll go. Because I get hung up so much.
Yeah, dude, you are the world's worst for like cast to hanging up ratio.
Oh yeah, but the thing is I like to throw in the middle of the junk. Costs me a lot of money.
That's what gets you the. Yeah. That's what gets you the fish.
That's why I fish braid now.
Yeah, dude. You're hooked up now with your whole setup.
Yeah, we've got 2 different poles that are just slapped like 40.
Yeah, that was a nice bait caster that you showed me yesterday.
Yeah, dude, I love that thing. I've already caught like
was
6
it yesterday?
or 7. Yeah, no,
yeah. No, day before. No, it was.
No, it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was. Anyway, not important. Continue with your story.
So I called
Tom's
the guy.
Bait Shop.
Yeah, so I get the 2 from there, and I'm hunting for solid black. So like he has 2.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right.
You're going to fish black at night?
Silhouettes. That's what they hit at night.
Really?
Yep. I read like something happens with the cones in their eyes, and they, instead of being like as tight, really looking like honing in on a particular color.
Yeah.
At night, their cones open so they can see more silhouette. So you throw black on top of black water with the moonlight shining down on it. It creates a nice silhouette in the water. That's all I've had bites on at night has been black.
Nice,
black
dude.
spinner baits, black buzz baits, black worms. I mean, it's been
nice,
nuts.
Anyways, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Which it makes sense because overcast.
Yeah,
overcast. You fish black.
Yeah. So this guy that I was fishing with was like, "Don't buy any other color but black."
Yeah.
And the man was right.
Yeah.
Except for my spinner baits, they're black with just a little bit like in the skirts. They're chartreuse. So.
Most of those skirts always have some color to it. They're like multicolored.
Yeah,
almost every one of them.
And chartreuse and blue. Yeah, I always have a blue. I don't know why I never get bites on black and blue anything.
I like black and or a dark blue or a purple, like a dark purple.
Yeah, that's been the go-tos right now. But so I call him. I'm like, hey man, I have 2 buzz baits. Like, I don't know what to do. He was like, meet me at Bass Pro. And I was like, dude, we have to drive past the exit to go to Douglas. He's like, don't care. Meet me at Bass Pro. He was like, I have to go in there. I have to pick up some spinner baits. I was like, sweet. Meet me out there at like 5 o'clock.
Nice.
We'll go in. We're 25 minutes from Douglas. We'll go in. We'll get to the ramp. We'll be ready to go.
We'll bust up the game.
Go back in Bass Pro go in Bass Pro after I've been to Tom's and spent like, I want to say like $14. I think it's $7 a piece for the buzz baits, which isn't horrible. It's not bad at all.
$15. That's not bad.
Yeah. Go in Bass Pro and swipe the whole card.
Hell yeah.
$80.
Nice.
Yeah. So, anyways, I find like 4 buzz baits. I want to say I got like 6 spinner baits. A couple little odds and end trailers, and I bought a Columbia boggin. I had never seen one before.
Heck yeah,
really
dude.
Never looked for one.
You're Columbia, man.
I am, man.
Yeah, you're wearing a Columbia shirt, Columbia hat.
Columbia shorts.
Are those Columbia shorts?
Yeah, dude.
Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Broke.
Your turn. Yeah. Well, Columbia's expensive. It'll wear you out.
I love it though. It's so comfortable.
Dude, I love everything I have. My jacket, my Columbia jacket's my favorite jacket.
Mine the same way. I've got the jacket, fishing shirts, shorts.
Yeah.
I may or may not have a pair of shoes. No, I don't. They're different. I have boat shoes, but they're not Columbia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boggins and gloves.
Nice.
Anyways, pull the trigger at Bass Pro,
Yeah.
break the bank.
Yeah.
Roll back out, go fish that tournament, finish third. But like the whole point of this was not even to talk about that. It was we were getting off on the electronics.
It's all right. We're friends.
Anyway, yeah. Anyways, though, yeah, man, the buzz baits they were everywhere. So then I got home, had 4 or 5 more waiting in the mail.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna buy them the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Unless I just do something.
Well,
stupid.
dude, you're building an arsenal. I already know what you're doing. You're building an arsenal. You have 4 new fishing poles. You have a nice fishing pole that I have. It's still in the building. Because I took it out of the boat whenever I parked it over at Cam's.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But you have a new bag. It's not new, but I mean, you've got it loaded to the top. I know what you're doing.
Dude, that ain't even got all my stuff in it.
Oh, I know it doesn't. But that's the biggest bag you've had yet. Yeah. But I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're just foaming at the mouth to go buy another boat.
Yeah, so
foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, the way I'm making up for it is just buy more tackle. That way, when I do buy it, I don't have to go broke buying tackle too.
Yeah, dude, there's no reason to do that. Gas is expensive enough.
Yeah, man, you shouldn't have to buy baits.
Yeah. Well, you need another. You need a truck again.
Yeah, any company out there that wants to send me baits, like shoot us a comment. Like we'll try them out, we'll review them, we'll talk about them on here.
I'll talk about them right here. Yeah, but you need it before you can get a boat. You need a truck again.
I don't need a truck. You got a truck.
I do have a truck. That's a good point. I do have a truck. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, pulse fishing, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So got some of their jig heads in. Them baits.
Oh, those are those weird jig heads
like
with
vibrating
the swim
jig heads.
tops on them.
Yeah,
dude, those are weird.
I have yet to sink one of them in the water, but you can bet it's happening this weekend because I'm supposed to go fish another tournament Saturday.
Yeah.
And I am going to throw it at night and see how it produces. Probably that like late afternoon, like fading in dusk into the night. I'll probably break out.
Is it another night tournament?
Yeah, it's another 7:30 tournament.
Golly, it's just such a long time to be fishing.
On Norris Lake, and the lake I've never been on before, so this is going to be a shock. That's why I'm going to start out throwing this little vibrating jig head from Pulse Fishing, because apparently they slap.
Well, you'll find out.
Oh, I'm going to find out.
You just tell me how that goes, because I'll be asleep.
I will. You ain't going to be asleep.
I'll be asleep.
I'll be FaceTiming you.
No, I'll be asleep.
I catch a 5-pounder.
That's actually not true. In the morning, like at 7:30, if you want to give me a call, because I'll probably be awake at 7.
I usually in the evening.
I usually wake up at 7:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. So during the week, I wake up at 5. Sucks.
Yeah.
I hate it.
That's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. But yeah, I know what you're going to load up. You're going to get you a boat here soon. I'm waiting to heal the old hammy for another week or 2, and then I'm going to get my boat out on the water.
Call me when
hopefully
you're ready.
Carfork's like up now.
Man, I'd like to find a weekend to go to one of them Tennessee lakes.
Bro, I'm not dragging that boat all the way to Tennessee.
You should one time.
I just really don't like to, man. It's an old boat, old trailer, a little rusty. You know, I mean, it's the boat's fine, I guess. It's in
the boat's
decent
not rusty.
shape.
It's fiberglass.
Well, you know, the trailer is what I was concerned about.
Yeah.
She does have brand new tires on her though.
See.
But yeah, I need to do some work to the trailer. I need to get it all brushed off, brushed all that old. The only part that sucks is like the way that it's painted. It's that like vintage white.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know that
pearl
pearl.
The same way.
No, it'll just be some stupid blue or something that I'll paint it. I mean, it'll look fine, but it'll be the old
just rattle can.
It'll be a rattle can special for sure.
Flex seal.
Flex seal it. Yep. Yeah, just flex seal it up. Give it a little bit of that rhino liner look.
That's it.
Yeah,
Make it look rugged.
Make it look nice and rugged.
We'll just rattle can your truck while we're at it.
I already did.
Oh.
Yeah, that dent that I put in the back of it.
You did.
Yeah, I did. Well, yeah, I don't want it to rust, and I'm not paying. You know, that color's so special or whatever you want to call it. It's deep cherry pearl red. It's got flake in it. It's like that you know, that pearly looking flake to it. I couldn't imagine how much that would cost just to get, like, you know, a pint or whatever, or a cup or whatever I would need. I bet it'd be a few $100s, plus I have to, you know, get somebody to paint it for me.
Oh yeah,
you know, because so it's like I'm not gonna spend $400 to paint a truck bed whenever I could just go get. And you need to check it out whenever we go outside, dude. Here after the pod, we'll go outside. We'll check it out. I'll show it to you from a distance. It really doesn't look like it's there. Get a little closer, you can tell. But if you stand, you know, good 20, 30 feet away from it, it really doesn't look very bad at all. It looks pretty close. It's like some kind of shiny, like chrome-looking paint, but it actually turned out to really match well.
Right.
But yeah, it's all right. Dad helped me do it, but he kind of messed it up a little bit. I was pretty mad at him because I told him, I was like, let's tape over like a solid portion away from it. He was like, it'd be all right. You know how he is. So he painted on, like, he overpainted the tape. So there's like the section that actually needed paint, you know what I'm saying? And then there's a section of like the original paint, and then there's a very like light line there from where he oversprayed past the tape on both sides. And it makes me so mad. He said, I'll fix it. And I was like, how? How would you fix it? Don't touch it. Don't touch it anymore. It's fine.
You go out there, he's got gas on a rag. Just
yeah, dude. He's like, as soon as he did it, like I walked, like he was the one doing it, and I was putting all the tools up because we pulled the dent out too.
Yeah.
And then we sanded it and wire brushed all that rust off, because that's the only thing I was worried about. I didn't really care that it peeled the paint there on that.
Right.
I really cared that it was like it'll rot my tailgate. Like if I don't get some paint on it or something, it'll just rust out and it'll rot a hole through it. But yeah, so I was like putting all the tools up, and he was putting on the second coat, and soon as I got over there and I peeled the tape off, I was like, Dad, you oversprayed it. He was just like, it'd be all right. It'd be all right. And I'm like, okay, whatever. It's not your truck, but it's fine. You could have cared a little more. But dude, I was hyped up last night, son.
Let's hear about it.
Dude, UFC 300. About pooed myself.
Yeah, well, from what clips I've seen from it.
Yeah, I sent you the one.
Not even that. I've seen more. That's just ridiculous.
Bro, it was a wild night. I printed off scorecards for me, Angel, and Mom. So we all sat there and scored it ourselves. I explained to them the scoring system, and I even gave them like a cheat sheet of like how to score a fight, what you prioritize in a fight, damage, and then the next step down is like dominance and control. And then the next step down is like octagon control and actionable movements or something like that. I can't remember. But it's basically like who's actually trying to do something, even though if it doesn't work. Right. But anyway, yeah, dude, we had scorecards for it all, and they both loved it. They thought it was awesome. I thought it was awesome. And we actually did pretty good. Mom had a little off night. Usually she's pretty good about calling like who's going to win or whatever. But she missed one last night, and that's odd for her. Usually she's right on with, who's winning and who's not. But she missed one last night. But anyway, it was crazy. We scored every single fight. There's like, I don't even know, like 13 fights or something, 14. That's usually how many is on a card. I think it was 13 or 14. I think it's 14. Fights were crazy. People getting knocked out. It was awesome. I'll start with Kayla Harrison versus Holly Holm. Do you know who Holly Holm is?
Yes.
The girl who beat Ronda Rousey?
Yeah.
Okay, so she fought last night, and she's going up against this Kayla Harrison girl. Do you know who Kayla Harrison is?
Do not.
Okay, she's a gold medalist in judo. She's older. She's like 30-something. She's an older girl, but she's been in, the PFL? That new fight league that they came up with. It's like a Bellator kind of knockoff. Yeah. Well, she was in PFL busting chicks up for a long time. And everybody kept saying, like, she needs to come to the UFC. She needs to come to the UFC. Well, the PFL they have like a season and like a tournament. So if you knock somebody out, you get 6 points for your season. And then if you knock another person out, you have 12 points now. If you go to a unanimous decision, you get like 4. And if you have a split decision, you get like 2 or 3. I can't remember. But there's a point system.
Right.
So all you have to do, and you get paid. Like every fight, you still have a contract of which you would get paid. So you might get, 20 to show, 20 to win, or whatever it is.
Right.
You do this, and then you get points as you go, right? Well, this Kayla Harrison girl was staying in this league for like a few years and just murdering chicks because they're not like UFC caliber girls.
Right.
UFC is the top of the line. She's over here just mollywhopping these chicks. And everybody was like, she needs to come to the UFC. She's a fake fighter or whatever. She needs to come to the UFC. Well, her idea of it was, why would I go to the UFC? Because here, where we have the tournament, if you win the tournament, at the end of each year or at the end of each quarter or whatever they do it, however long that they do it, if you win the tournament, you win $1 million.
Shoot.
So you could make $1 million, let's just say a year. You could make $1 million a year if you just don't lose. And she would wreck girls. Wreck them. So she just stayed over there.
Nuts, making money.
She just stayed over there and absolutely pooed on chicks. And, she'd make whatever she was making every single fight. You're not making UFC money, but you'd make whatever you're making every single fight. And if you fight 4 times and you win, now you made $1 million for the year. As opposed to, like, if you're a UFC fighter, you got to be like a really big name to make $1 million.
Yeah.
As like anybody, just any kind of fighter. Like most pretty big names guys, they're getting $300,000-$400,000 to come and win or whatever. It's their contracts are different, especially with pay-per-views and stuff, because they get points and stuff like that. They get paid out. But anyway,
and then they got a lot of big sponsorships too.
So this was her first fight in the UFC, and it's against Holly Holm, an absolute legend.
I mean,
she comes out and thumps Holly Holm. She thumped her, dude. I'm talking bad. She thumped her so hard.
She would have like a round 2 submission or something.
Yeah, I think she submitted her in the second round. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it's what I watched.
Yeah,
just like trying to get caught up on it.
Yeah, because I was going to want to talk about it.
Yeah,
but yeah, she did really good though. It was surprising to see her just kind of throw Holly Holm around like that, which Holly tried to grapple with her, and that's just a terrible idea. But I'll add this to the.
You said she was a gold medalist.
I think a 2-time.
Jiu-jitsu, is that what you said?
Judo.
Like
throwing people?
Yeah.
Like in the gi, like you're in the gi and you just toss, like your goal is to toss people?
So she wants to try to grapple with somebody that is just going to toss her all night long? Because that's exactly what her specialty is?
Yeah, dude. All right, so I'm going to show you a picture right now of this chick. And I just want you to tell me what you think about this. And I don't have it hooked up to the pooter today, or to the screen today. So I'll just add this later. But this is what this girl looks like.
I ain't fighting her.
What's your first impression of her?
She is built like a truck, dude.
Yeah, dude. Listen, I'm calling this now. We need USADA. Okay? Do you see that? Okay?
That's nuts, dude.
In my personal opinion, that doesn't look too awfully natural to me.
No.
She's a little big. You know what I'm saying?
She's beefy.
She's a little saucy. She looks like she's on all of Mexico.
This is just assumptions.
That's my assumption. Look at that girl.
Yeah. She cut up.
Cut up, dude. As soon as I seen her weigh in on Friday, I was like, what is that?
He was like, oh, God.
I literally said, what is that, dude?
That's crazy.
It's crazy. But anyway, she's jacked up, and I need somebody to test her. All right, I better see some blood work on that chick. All right, so anyway,
we're gonna probably has more testosterone in it than mine,
dude. That's what I said last night while we were watching the fights. I said that girl's free test is higher than mine,
guaranteed.
Ignorant. All right, that chick is jacked up. Anyway, so let's move on. So I sent you this clip, and I think I'm gonna actually try to attach it here somewhere. We're not gonna pause and just wait or whatever. I don't think I have it actually on here yet on my computer because I'm, disorganized. But anyway, it's the one where Max Holloway knocks out Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
And so anyway, Max Holloway, you know who that is?
Yes.
Justin Gaethje?
Nope.
You don't know who Justin Gaethje is?
No.
Okay, Justin Gaethje was the baddest motherfucker in the game. They have a title for that. It's a made-up title. I don't know if you knew this or not.
No.
Yeah, they literally have a title. The very first one ever was Nick Diaz, Jorge Masvidal, maybe? And they had The Rock give it to him. Gay.
The Rock.
Gay. Anyway, Justin Gaethje was the BMF champ. All it is just kind of like a made-up title, but it's like the baddest dudes that are in the ring. And it goes different weight classes as well. It'll move. But anyway, Max Holloway comes up to 155 to fight Justin, right? Max Holloway is one of the greatest 145ers of all time. He's one of my favorite fighters of all time. Love that dude. Anyway, Max comes in. He's a super big underdog. Nobody thought he would be able to handle Justin because Justin is a marauder. He just wrecks people. He doesn't look like it. He looks like a nerd. Especially, he looks like you if you were a lot thinner. Yeah. Just because he's got glasses and everything. He just looks like a normal guy, but he is a freak. He will wreck people.
He just wants to fight.
He just wants to beat people up bad. And anyway, just knocked out Dustin Poirier.
Oh.
By the way, with a head kick.
Yep, say no more.
He's a bad dude.
Yeah.
He's a bad dude. Okay, so Max comes in. It was a good first round. It's a 5-round fight. They're just feeling each other up just like normal first rounds. Max throws a freaking spinning back kick as Justin's leaning over, and he snaps his nose, dude. I mean, he immediately is pouring the blood into the first round, right? Justin hangs on the entire fight. Max is piecing him up. They're actually going back and forth. I actually think that I had 2 rounds for Justin Gaethje in that whole deal because he was throwing leg kicks. He munched him up with leg kicks. There was a lot there. But anyway, but at the end of the 5th round, it's coming down to the final few seconds. It's very clear Max is going to win the fight because there were 2 rounds that he absolutely won before that, and he definitely won the 5th. So it would have been 3-2 for Max.
Yeah.
Max knows he has it in the bag. He's like, you know what? I'll give you a chance. Stand right here. And they go to the middle of the ring. And this man starts throwing punches at each other. And Max just comes up and clips Justin and puts him out. And I'm talking he was out for like 2 minutes, dude. He was out. It freaked me out. It was literally 1 second left. I actually have it right here. Oh, this is where we'll add it.
Stand right here. Oh, big connection late.
I mean, he stayed face down for that whole time. Look at that. He's still face down. He knocked him out so bad after Justin was hanging on and actually like doing some stuff. The 5th round, he really got beat up bad. But for the whole fight, after Justin broke his nose in the 1st round, they were fighting good. Justin hung on, and he just couldn't breathe. And then Max knocks him out so bad. It made my night. It was amazing. I love Justin. I really do. But Max is like one of my favorite people ever. But anyway, what'd you think of that clip whenever I sent it to you?
Dude, nuts.
You know how good that knockout is? This is how good this knockout is. When the UFC posts clips and stuff, these kids are going to be heard all over this.
Yeah, they're getting after it in there.
They're going to be all over this podcast.
It's all right.
We're going to have to throw it away. It's okay. But anyway.
What, the kids? No,
yes,
Lord.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. But anyway, this is how good that knockout was. Dana White had the UFC, ESPN, and I think they, SportsCenter's on ESPN, right?
Yeah.
All 3 of those, he had them show that actual clip that I just showed you. They don't do that.
No.
They will show Justin on his face. They would show that and then Max Holloway running around, but they never show the actual knockouts. That's how crazy that knockout was. And Dana even said in the press conference, he was just like, if you have it, post it. So that's why I'm going to put it on here. Hopefully we don't get taken down. I mean,
was Joe Rogan, was he involved in any of this?
Oh, yeah. He was commentating.
There?
Dude,
I bet
his voice was going out. His voice was going out. As soon as he started, as soon as they started, they always come in and it's John Anik, Joe Rogan, Daniel Cormier. And as soon as Joe started to talk, I was like, oh, my God, his voice is gone. He couldn't hardly speak. But it got better throughout the night. He was able to actually make it a little better. But, yeah, dude, it was awesome. They were all freaking. You've seen the clips, how they always freak out. It was the same deal. They were freaking out. It was great, though.
Joe Rogan's the GOAT.
Dude, Joe Rogan's the GOAT. And John Anik and Daniel Cormier are the GOATs. They're like, it's just a great dude. I'm telling you, it's the best crew. It's the best crew that they have. Anyway, co-main event. It was a good fight. Zhang Weili versus Yan Xiaonan. I don't know if you know who either of those people are.
No.
Okay. Zhang Weili, she could kill you with her bare hands. She's awesome.
I'm about it.
Yeah, she's awesome. Anyway, it's China versus China, and this is what I wanted to talk about this because Zhang Weili won pretty handily. It's pretty easy fight for her, I think. It wasn't easy, but she did very well in the fight. This is what I wanted to talk about though with this. It's a China versus China fight. The first time that there were ever actually 2 Chinese fighters fighting for a championship title. And I think it was a great marketing move because like the NBA is super big in China, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's 1.3 billion people over in China.
And they get a lot of recruits from over there too.
Who?
The NBA.
Yeah, they get it. Yeah, they have really deep ties over there.
Yeah.
Like they have I think semi-pro leagues over there.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
They have a lot of stuff over there. So smartly, I believe that the UFC did this on purpose because this is the biggest fight card of the last few years because it's UFC 300.
Right.
Right? And they're having a China versus China women's fight. So how many people do you think I cannot wait to find out the pay-per-view buys, and I hope that they would disclose that from like China. How many people from China bought it? If they can, I don't know if they can, but communists. But
let's do it quick.
I don't think you'd be able to look it up yet. They usually don't publish it until later. But anyway, it was a huge win for the UFC and a huge win for Zhang Weili. It was just a win-win thing because like no matter who won, China won. You know what I'm saying? And then now I think that the UFC is opening up performance institutes in China. So it's just a good-ass marketing move, I think. What you got?
It says 2 hours ago. They haven't posted the actual views, but they said it is looking like sales will reach at least 1 million pay-per-view
I'm
purchases.
surprised it's that low. I really am.
Yeah.
I figured it would be at 2.
Yeah, I mean, they now that's not an official number. They say it is approaching.
Yeah.
1 million. So I mean, who knows?
I don't know.
It may be close to 2 by the time they're done.
I just felt like it was going to be close to 2 just because there was not because the main event was who the main event was,
but because of that one bout.
No. Just because everybody on the card from the very first,
it was a pretty loaded card.
The prelim all the way to the end was just I think 10% of all UFC champions fought on that card.
That's a heavy card.
Yeah, it's crazy. But, I will say that although the card overall was amazing, there were at least 2 fights on the main card.
Right.
And probably 5 fighters on the main card where most people would be like, who?
Yeah.
Like Cody Brundage, Yan Xiaonan, Jamal Hill. There's one more that I'm forgetting about. But either way, I just think there was enough on there that, like, on the pay-per-view, maybe that kind of skewed the numbers a little bit. I bet there were a lot more people that watched the full card than actually bought the pay-per-view. And how many people pirated it?
That's true.
I bet there's a million people that pirated it, just didn't watch it. Like, I know some people that apparently watched it on TikTok. I didn't even know you could do that.
Who knows?
Apparently you can. Apparently it's really clear. But anyway, main event was Alex Pereira and Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill's whatever. He was the champion before Alex Pereira in light heavyweight. Alex Pereira just come out and, like a true warrior, literally just walked that dude down. Did you see him knock that guy out?
No, I didn't.
Big Indian-looking feller.
Mm-mm.
He's from Brazil.
I didn't. I'm going to find it.
He's from Brazil. Yeah, it was ignorant. He literally he gets kicked in the nuts, like Jamal Hill kicks Alex in the nuts, and Alex just does this. He never stops looking at him. He taps himself just to let the ref know he just kicked me in the thing. And Herb Dean tries to come in and be like, time out. Alex just goes, no. And Herb was like, okay, lets it go. And, bro, 3 seconds later, he just throws a left hook from hell and blows that dude into next year. I'm talking drops him. He's on top, finishes the fight, but it was crazy. I was super happy with the fight card. It was really awesome. But, dude, I'm telling you, that Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje fight, it made my night. And I wish you were more interested in fighting and not such a wussy. That way we could, enjoy it together and we could talk about it. But it's all right. I'll just be over here by myself.
I told you last night I'd like to have purchased it and watched, but we wasn't home.
No, yeah, you were busy,
We were playing baseball.
Oh, yeah, how'd that go?
Pretty good. So that was opening day. Leland played at like 1 o'clock, T-ball, It is what it is. It's T-ball. He had fun. And then Parker, he's in actual Little League, so he's a little more competitive this year.
Yeah.
They had to split their team into 2 teams, and they just played each other last night. They quit playing because they have 19 kids, and there was no other teams available to play because it was everybody's opening day.
19 kids? Don't you need 22?
No,
how many people are on a baseball field? I don't know. I never played baseball. 9?
9.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the same as football. I thought it was 11.
No, it's 9. So they just split their team into 2 and played each other. And it was a good time. I mean, regardless, they had a good time.
Yeah, it was a nice day yesterday, too. Just like today. Today's awesome.
Yeah, they enjoyed themselves pretty well. Yeah, all I've heard on the way home is Parker. Can we go fishing? Can we go fishing?
Oh, Parker?
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know, man. That's
probably not.
Yeah, I know. But now I'm sitting here like,
man, it'd been nice to go fishing.
He never asked to do stuff, so
yeah,
I kind of feel bad for not taking him.
It's all right. You had prior engagements with your friend, and 23 other people that are watching.
Yeah, might after the pod, might take.
Yeah, go sink a line.
Might take.
Go sink you a line.
I need to go play with some of my new fishing.
Some of your new baits.
Yeah.
But anyway, dude. Well, I've messed up. I don't know what I did.
You done went and gave it a left hook, didn't you?
I'm telling you, I don't know what.
I do know I was watching your Facebook reels or Instagram reels or whatever kind of reels you was posting last night. And you was like, I told you it was going to be a left hook. I told you.
Dude, I literally told Mom before that. I said he's going to knock him out with a left hook. I guarantee it. Because that's what he knocks everybody out with. He just throws it's not even really like a hook.
It's more like a...
It's an uppercut hook. It's weird. Like he goes straight up through.
Yeah, it's like an uppercut, jab, hook.
It's crazy.
All 3 in one.
He's got dynamite in his hands. Anyway, I found what I was going to say.
He probably needs to put that down. That's dangerous.
All right. Yeah, dude, for real. It is dangerous. It's very dangerous. But, all right, last time that I want to reference this for a little while.
Okay.
We talked about this like 3 times already.
What are we referencing?
We're talking about UK basketball.
Oh, my God.
So, because there has been something changed since the last time we were in the room.
Every time we're in here, something's new.
Well, I mean, first of all, the first time we talked about it, we were like, what are we going to do with Calipari? The next time we talk about it, we were like, damn it, we lost Calipari.
Yeah, like they done something with him.
Yeah, and then we were like, what are we going to do without Calipari? And then now...
Here we are.
Mark Pope. Yeah,
dude. Pope.
Yeah, the Pope. So he's officially the head coach at Kentucky, part of Rick Pitino's 1996 championship team at UK. So he's an alum. Love that.
Yeah, love that. That's phenomenal.
But here's my problem. He is formerly the BYU coach, and then he had some other stint at some smaller D1 school. But I'm saying at BYU, he is in D1 in 9 years as a head coach. He is 187 and 108.
So he's just above 500.
He is at 633.
Yeah.
Yep, he's at 633. In 5 years at BYU, he was 110 and 52. Again, 679. So he was a little better at BYU than his overall average. Right? So and he's 0-2 in playoffs. 0-2. That makes me really worried just because of what he's coming to and the people. Who is he going to be able to recruit? I understand he's at UK now, and it's a little easier to recruit for UK than it is for BYU. But still, how many players are going to look at that and say, man, I'm not so sure about that. I do think he'll be able to get it done. I think he'll be able to get some good – I'm saying get some good players. I don't know about how he'll do.
Right.
But I'm saying I do think he'll be able to have a good recruiting class because it's Kentucky. But if he doesn't do something and have a really good record first 2 years, this could get very bad very quick. Because this is just what I want. Another thing we were talking about, like what made Calipari leave is Big Blue Nation was like, we're done. Calipari needs to move on. Everybody, and you should appreciate what you have while you have it, because once it's gone, right? So John Calipari is the winningest active coach in men's college basketball with an overall record of 855 and 263. That is a 76.5% win rate. Or win percentage, whatever. Yeah, it's .765. At Kentucky, over 15 seasons, he was 410 and 122.
Here's my thought.
I mean, that's what you're following.
Yeah, so he's got to fall into some big, he's falling into big shoes.
The biggest shoes he could have possibly fell into, other than if he would have fell into Coach K's shoes at Duke last year or the year before, whenever Coach K retired.
Yeah, or Roy Williams at UNC. Like if he would have fell into either one of them shoes, huge shoes to fill.
Exactly.
He would have fell into Cal's shoes 7 years ago, huge shoes to fill.
Oh my God! If he would have, imagine Cal wins that national championship, loses the next year, and says, "I'm going to retire."
And then Mark Pope has to step up, and that's right now. I feel like he doesn't have that kind of pressure on him. Big Blue Nation wanted a reset. Here's your reset. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt for the first 3 years.
How many years do you think most people will give him, though? I don't think he's got 2 years.
They'll give him 2
or 3 years. I think he's got this year's a freebie.
This year is
he's got a freebie this year because he's coming in late. He's got to get in the portal. He's got to do a lot.
Yeah,
to get stuff.
Really got to get in that portal.
This year's a freebie.
Yeah.
Next year's
the sauce,
dude. I'm talking like in 2026.
Yep.
This time 2026, when we have this conversation again in 2026. He's got to have something to show for it. He's got to have, and I'm not saying he's got to have.
All it's going to take is a playoff win. If he gets into the Sweet 16,
I think it takes 2.
If he gets into the Sweet 16,
which
2
is 2
wins.
Yeah, if he gets 2 wins, it has to be in the same year. He can't go 1-1.
No,
he can't
he's
go
got to win 2 in the same year.
He can't go 2-2 for the next 2 years.
Right.
He has to have a 3-2 record over the next 2 years.
Yeah. So let's say, big thing, if they come out this year and win an SEC championship,
not a shot. You've already said that.
I'm just saying, right?
You said they're last in the league or last in the SEC.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is a bit much in my opinion.
100%. But that's where I'm gonna put them starting out, because you're changing everything.
Yeah.
This isn't like
culture.
You've already
it's
lost,
a culture change.
You've already lost 2 freshmen from last year, or a freshman from last year to the draft. You've had 2 seniors play out. You've lost 3 players to the portal. So,
how many people are left?
You have like Reed Shepherd's left.
He's going to the draft, dude.
I don't know if he's going to or not, man. If he is, he better get on the ball. I'm going to tell you why he's not going to the draft.
Okay.
Do you know who Mark Pope's teammate was on the 96 championship team?
His brother. Or his dad, his dad.
And there's some Rick Pitino made a statement.
Yeah.
Mark Pope, how much NIL money do you need? I'll write a check. Rick Pitino's backing him, obviously. He
Doesn't
played for
he coach?
Pitino. Yeah.
Rick Pitino?
Yeah. He said, how much NIL money you need? I'll write a check.
But doesn't he have his own team?
Yeah.
Why would he write a check to get Reed Shepherd to stay?
No, not Reed Shepherd. To Mark Pope, how much NIL money you need to put your team together?
Oh.
I'll write the check.
Well, but the thing is that they've got all the money they need. The UK's got the money. I mean, I don't know about I've not heard that. Why would I just don't understand why Rick Pitino would back UK because he's already coaching a team. Who does he coach? Some like
St. John's, I believe, is what it is.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Hold on, I've got it pulled up here.
I just don't see the point in Reed not going to the NBA. He just needs to go. Because if you're going to go 6.
There's a headline on this, and then I'll hunt down the actual statement.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
know.
Rick Pitino endorses Kentucky's Mark Pope hire, says he'll achieve greatness. Well, he's also just backing a former player.
I know
he's
and
I'm sure they're
biased.
friends.
He's a little biased, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's probably just being supportive, which is nice of him.
Yeah. But
bro, I have scuffed up these new walls.
Yeah, I see that.
I keep moving and stuff.
So basically, it doesn't say right here, but it says it doesn't say like an amount, but like basically saying
willing to help UK with NIL.
Like
That's crazy.
What do you need NIL wise? Like I'll help, and yeah. I'll tell you why. I don't think Pitino much cared for Calipari.
Well, he was at Louisville for a long time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And they kind of had a rivalry. I mean, if you want to call it a rivalry.
Patino was at Louisville, and you had Calipari at Kentucky. And I just don't think Pitino cared for him in general.
Yeah.
But now you're pulling in.
It's because he was more of a recruit. Rick Pitino's a coach. He's a coach. He is the coach's coach.
One of the greatest of all time.
He's a coach, and John Calipari he gets those good guys. He's a. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. He can coach, but as far as the X's and O's, like who do you know as more of an X's and O's guy, Rick Pitino or John Calipari? Rick Pitino.
Yeah.
That's who you're going to have draw up your last second play. If it comes down to who's going to get you the best players on your team and sell a bunch of jerseys for you,
yeah,
Calipari's the man.
So I did see somewhere somebody made a joke, and this is a joke. They were like, Kentucky's got the Pope, but they should have kept Calipari as the Archbishop.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, oh yeah,
yeah.
But no, I say let's give the man a couple years to cook. Let's kind of see what happens this first year.
He's got a free one this year.
Yeah,
this year's free. But the only thing is, man, if he sucks this year, it's just gonna make it hard on you to recruit people.
It is, but his big help behind him is going to be the name. I mean, it's UK. Like I said, we're not a prestigious school as we used to be. But we're talking this is hard reset.
Yeah.
This is your clean slate.
And as far as programs go, like athletic programs go, Kentucky has people just think of Kentucky like as like a whatever, like unless you're really into sports, you don't understand.
People look at Kentucky
even though it's just Kentucky, it's like a bunch of hillbillies or whatever. Dude, we have so much money in UK in the University of Kentucky.
It's a staple.
There is so much money in that school.
Yeah.
It's on the same level as an Alabama, as a LSU. It's on the same exact level as far as money being spent. Yep. I don't care if it's football. I don't care if it's especially basketball. Basketball is that's what we've always been known for. But they spend all this just as much money as anybody else. So the money's not a problem.
I will say our football team's coming around.
Mark Stoops has done a phenomenal job, dude. He's a freak. Heck yeah,
dude.
He got us ranked, I think, top 10 one year.
Yeah,
it was for a little bit, but we were in the top 10.
They're getting better every year.
Every year. They've won like 3 bowl games.
Yeah, look at them go.
Yeah,
we was never a football school, but it was all basketball. Now we're looking like a football school.
I know.
That's a shame. Maybe I'm gonna say this though. You can write Kentucky off this year.
Yeah.
But man, they might come out day one and just just shock the world. I mean, you never know. That's what I love so much about college sports is like, here everybody's like, man, is this what we resorted to?
Yeah.
The man's not got a horrible win percentage. I mean, it's not great.
It's above
could be
500.
Yeah,
it's above it's above 600.
It could be better, but look where he's coming from. We're talking D1
At
schools.
BYU, he was getting close to a 70% win rate. That's okay.
And BYU did beat Kansas this year when they were first ranked. They beat Baylor this year when they was I think they were ranked high ranking.
Yeah.
I mean, they won some big staple games, but he's coming from schools that aren't really known
it's
to
BYU.
be powerhouse basketball schools.
Yeah, it's BYU.
Now he's stepping into.
If he was at a Baylor,
right now, if he was at like Kansas with a
Baylor,
70
Duke,
win percent,
North Carolina,
you know,
like if he was at any one of those and he had a 63%,
yeah,
if he
you're
was
going to turn your head
633, you'd be like, dang, we're hurting.
But he's coming from schools that don't get great talent.
Yeah,
and which I mean, obviously they don't play great talent all the time.
At BYU, he had a 670. It was .670.
That's pretty. I mean, that's
all right.
It's very good with a school that's not known to win championships like basketball championships.
I mean, he was 0-2 in the playoffs.
Who knows? He may step right up into Kentucky, man, and throw down a 23-2 season, or might come out nuts. It's just according to what happens with that.
There were like 40-something games in the year.
There he is.
With the playoffs. With the playoffs and the tournaments.
But I mean, who knows? In the regular season, we can only have 4 or 5 losses, and that would be awesome.
I'd take it.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. If we have under 10 losses this year, I don't think anybody's.
That's a win. If there's under 10 losses, if there's even a few more than 10.
If you're 13, if you're under 15, if you're under 15,
if you're
losses,
under 15, people will be like, "We've got something."
Okay, yeah,
it's all right.
This is your rebuild.
It's not
year.
terrible.
Yeah.
This is in the rebuild year. If you have less than 15 losses out of a 40-game season,
you're great.
You did okay.
Yeah,
you did all right.
You're doing perfect.
If he comes out and goes half and half,
he comes out and we're 20-20.
Yeah,
people's going to be
if
like,
we go,
we'll give you another year. Let it cook.
I'm telling you, this is a free year, unless he acts. I mean, now
he comes out.
He comes out.
They go undefeated this year.
No. I'm saying he comes out. He comes out and wins 7 games.
Yeah,
he may not be there next year.
He comes out and throws down a very subpar season. People's going to be.
He'll be under the magnifying glass for a subpar. If he comes out and absolutely screws it up, he'll be out this year.
You know what?
But he's got pretty much a free year.
I just have a feeling though that he's going to come out and do okay.
I think he'll be all right.
I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
And listen, if it takes him 4 years to put together a championship team, I'm cool with it because by then we'll have all seniors. Because I don't think he's going to be the.
I would love to see.
I don't think he's going to be the pull them in, push them out 1 year. I think he's going to be I'm going to let you cook for a few years.
Yeah. I would love to see that program turn away from the one and dones, and even if you have 2 a year that are one and dones, like if you have a Reed Shepherd that comes in and he's going to go 5th in the draft, and he's like, all right, I'm going to go to the draft. Yeah. I don't blame you, but if you have, 5 round ones, we don't need that.
No,
we don't need that.
No,
nobody else has needed that. If you have 2 or 3 and you made it to the Final Four, cool.
Hey, listen, he comes out this first year and they make the tournament and they win the first round. Everybody's going to be real hopeful for the second year. I mean, if they
make the tournament and they make it out of the first year, people will be ready for it this year.
You will be the next
for next year.
You will be the next superstar in the state of Kentucky,
dude. I'll take it.
You got to win that first round. Just win that first round. That's it.
They win a first round playoff game.
You get out of the round of 64. I don't care if we're a freaking 13 seed. You get out of that round of 64, you're going to be just fine.
People will give him a chance.
Yeah.
If he just goes 2 and 2 over the next 2 years, people will start talking.
Yeah.
If he goes 3 and 3 or anything worse, over the next
he'll be on the cut
3
board.
years, he'll be on the chopping block.
Yeah.
He'll be on the chopping block unless he goes up against some teams.
Like if he goes up a 16 seed and they play a 1, then people's not going to.
Yeah, like if they're a 12 and they come out of the next round, they're playing a 3, a 2 or a 3, a 1, 2 or a 3. I don't know how. I can't remember how it would go, but
it might play like a.
Well, one would play
3 or 4.
1 would play 16, 2 would play 15, 3 would play 14. Yeah. Like it goes like that. So I don't know which side of the bracket. 2 and 3 would be on the same side of the bracket. 4 would be up on 1.
Yeah, 1's on the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
1 and 4
7,
would be
8.
on the top. 2 and 3 would be on the bottom. But
regardless, so if they come out playing anybody above a 5 seed as a low seeded team
in the second round of the tournament and they get beat all 3 years, he might be okay. But we'll see what happens. I'm excited. All right, so this is the last time we're going to talk about UK basketball for a while. Until next week, whenever they sign the number 1 player in the nation, and then we're just going to have to come in and talk again.
No, we're not going to touch it. We're not going to touch it. I don't care if they sign the top 5 players in the nation. I do not care. We're not touching it. We're going to leave it alone.
We're going to leave it alone.
We'll talk about it again March of next year during the tournament.
March of next year? No, dude. We'll talk about it later this year. We'll get in it.
No, we're going to talk about it March of next year in the tournament. We're going to let it cook. We're just going to let it cook. We're not going to touch it.
All right.
And we're going to see if Mark Pope absolutely crowns Kentucky basketball.
Well, the next time we're in here, and we're going to talk basketball, it's going to be talking about the end of the NBA or the start of the NBA playoffs. We're going to make some picks. And then that way it's set in stone. It's on the tube. And then, we're going to pick him up because the last game of the season's today.
All right. Well,
so playoffs will start later, and you're going to come over another time. We'll figure all that out.
We will.
Anyway, well, dude, appreciate you. You're the man. It's been a good time. But anyway, everybody just follow us on everything. Eat Up With It on TikTok and Instagram. Give us a like. Everybody, hit that like button. It's literally one button. It doesn't cost you nothing. And then drop a comment. Give us a high five or a thumbs up.
Let us know where you're watching from.
And we're all just hanging out. Thanks for being here. Joe, love you, buddy.
Love you, dude.